Hey guys, this is Tasha coming back in with another video. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back in. First, I want to start off by saying thank you all for all my new subscribers. It really meant a lot that you hit the subscribe button to take this journey along with me. Thank you so much for that. In this video, I just wanted to share with you all how my experience went with purchasing my BAi machine. If you're interested in knowing how things went, hang in there. I'll be right back to get us started. Hey y'all, it's Tasha again. It's later on the night, the same day that I did the unboxing. I just had some other things that I wanted to include in this video because it was questions and concerns that I had when I first started to look for purchasing a multi-needle machine. And it's questions and concerns that I also had when I was getting ready to purchase the BAi machine. And again, just a reminder, this video is not sponsored. I purchased my BAi machine with my own money. So these are just how I feel, and this was from my experience. I just wanted to tell just a little bit of the backstory. I found out about this embroidery group on Facebook. The group was created by a lady that had purchased her BAi machine through Alibaba. She wanted to tell people about her experience and how it went ordering her machine straight from China through Alibaba. So I joined this group back last year, August of 2020. And at first I'm like, okay, the price is right, but I don't know. I'm just a little worried about waiting 2 to 3 months for a machine because it was coming by sea and then it had to go through customs. And then with COVID, that also delayed the process too. So I joined the group back in August of last year. But then after I decided that I was a little leery about ordering and it taking so long to get, I just kind of watched how people interacted in the group. The people that are in there, it includes people that have purchased a BAi machine. It also includes people that are looking to buy a BAi machine, and it also have sales reps in there. And at first I was a little leery because I didn't want to be harassed by anyone to buy anything. But I did notice that a lot of times over the year of me watching this group, I noticed that if someone said, hey, I'm having a problem with this machine, usually it's a member that can help them through it. They can search in the group to find solutions to. Sometimes the reps would even chime in and say, hey, you know, I can try and help you with that. I heard that they got a warehouse in Houston, Texas now. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just revisit it. I seen where another YouTuber said that she purchased her BAi machine. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I started conversating or texting or messaging with a sales rep. I just posted in a group, hey, I'm looking to purchase a multi-needle. How do I find information? We started chatting around June 7th of this year. The salesperson, he did answer all the questions and concerns that I had. We talked about the price. We talked about the shipping. Now I will say the shipping that they give, sometimes it's not always, it's not like Amazon. They're usually the time that they give, just expect it to be longer and just be patient. But he did answer all the questions that I had. We talked for weeks because at first I was like just wanting information. Then I had to make sure that, you know, you had your money and you was ready to go ahead and, you know, submit payment. The main question I had was, how long does it take to get here? And he let me know that they do have a warehouse in Houston now. Usually if you order from Houston, it takes 7 to 10 business days. Mine took longer because at the time when I purchased mine was actually in California at the time, and it still had to leave California to get to Houston. So it still took longer than a 7 to 10 business days. So roughly it was 3 weeks for the machine to arrive here to me. Now I will say I did have a concern that arose, but they pretty much took care of it and let me know that things were okay. When I got ready to submit the payment, there was like another $150 on to the transaction. And like, I wasn't expecting this. We already talked about a whole price, and you told me that this was it, nothing else, you know, nothing more. This was the total price. I also noticed that whenever I got ready to submit the payment from that same account, it was a different profile picture on the Alibaba profile. And then that raised a concern because previously in the group, there was someone else that, I don't know, maybe hacked into one of the sales reps account, and there was a problem with someone asking people that were purchasing a machine for other money and wanting to be paid outside of Alibaba. So when I noticed that you told me one price, and then when I got ready to submit payment, it was another $150. And then the profile was a different picture on the profile from who I've been messaging with for like 3-4 weeks. I spoke with someone else in the group, and they were like, well, yeah, normally there is a transaction fee. And she linked me up with her salesperson, who ended up being the profile picture that was on the profile that was messaging me through Alibaba. So she confirmed that it was legit, that her colleague was actually using that account. So and then after that happened, then the sales rep, I spoke with him again and said, hey, it's good. That is me. I am the salesperson that you've been dealing with. And but that's my colleague. That is her picture on there. So I said, okay. I went on and I submitted the payment. It's like they on top of things. Their communication between each other was, is pretty good. They made you comfortable knowing that, hey, this is legit. We're not trying to scam you or anything also, like make that. Sure you do it through Alibaba. Do not leave off that platform to purchase your machine. Make sure it goes through Alibaba, because Alibaba will protect the purchase. Got ready to submit payment. He actually, because the website is confusing. When I went there, I'm like, I don't know what to choose, because the description in there is not really the best. And to me, looking at the Alibaba website and their store, I didn't know what was the difference. I wanted to make sure whatever I submitted payment for, it was the one that was going to be in Houston. I did not want anything coming. I know it's coming from China, but I didn't want to wait 3 months. So I wanted to make sure that it was actually, that was the one I was choosing, the one that was in the Houston warehouse. And he let me know that, hey, I'll send you an invoice to where to go to. So you just create an account through Alibaba, which I already had, because I was already looking on the website for other things previously. So you have to just make sure you have an Alibaba account set up. He created the invoice, and they sent it via email, and I just clicked the link. I finally submitted payment for my machine on 4th of July. My machine arrived in Houston on July the 19th. So my salesperson messaged me and let me know that my machine was there in Houston. And he let me know also in a few hours he will send me the information for the warehouse. I can call the warehouse and set up the pickup. He sent the information for the contact person in the warehouse, and I think it was probably the owner or the manager. I'm not really sure, but in the end, I spoke with 2 guys. Both were really nice, great customer service. He answered the questions that I had concerning picking up and the delivery of my machine. He was very, very helpful. So overall, I had a good salesperson, very informative person that pretty much knew about, the product and answered all the questions. Wasn't pushy at all. As I said, it took 4 weeks. I communicated with him 4 weeks. He would give me an update here or there. Hey, we got this many machines in, but he was, a good person to deal with. Okay, so that pretty much sums up how my experience with my salesperson. They're very informative. If you had any questions, they make sure that they answer the questions. Yes, there was some broken English, but I understood what he was trying to communicate to me. So that is my overall experience. But I wanted to also mention some things that I think that will need some improvements. And it's not a bad thing, because I think they did a really good job with the way that they sell and the way that they, take care of business. Some of the improvements will be maybe hire some help from the States, from United States, to help with communicating with the customers, because they did good, but there is some broken English, and if sometimes it could cause a problem with communicating what they're saying to someone who will be purchasing a machine, and there's a misunderstanding, miscommunication. So I think maybe hiring some help from the States that speaks English, that will help them. But I think they did a good job. My salesperson did. So, but I think they still can improve. Now, the setup process, like when you're setting up your machine, you have to assemble the stand. The stand comes standard with the purchase of the machine. The toolbox that they have, it pretty much have everything that you need to assemble your stand, to remove your stand off of the pallet that it comes on. They have pretty much all the things. They have a lot of tools, extra tools in there, tools to switch out things. But one of the things that I think they can improve this is what came with your machine. But with the stand, there's some places that's really tight. I think maybe if they had something shorter, same thing, but shorter, so you can get into those tight places when you're trying to put the stand together. The stand is easy to assemble, but it takes longer because you're working with something this long versus maybe including something this short, you know, because it's easier to get in those spots and be able to go ahead and get it assembled a little quicker. But so there is a learning curve with this machine, but that's with any other machine. I do have some experience with embroidery. I bought my first embroidery machine in August of 2018. So I started out with a PE 800, and actually I have two PE 800s and I have a PE 770. So I know enough about the basics of embroidery to be able to work the machine, but still expect the learning curve. You still have to learn the difference in running a single needle machine, a different brand of machine, and going to a multi-needle machine. They work differently. So you will have to do research, read up on how to get your machine set up. So they are offering help. At first, BAi was doing a live once a week. Now they do them four days a week. They are backing up and doing things to help that new user, that newbie that's trying to get to learn their machine. So that is something that they started doing as well. And throughout the broadcast, they're asking, do you have any questions, any concerns, any problems? Please post it in here so we can help you get through it. All right, guys, you made it to the end of the video. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that it answered some questions or concerns that you have. If you're interested in purchasing a BAi machine, I will link the information for my salesperson that I dealt with. I'll include links in the description box for the Facebook groups that I think will be a good group to join to get more information and to learn more about the company and learn more about the machine if you're interested in purchasing. And again, that's it, y'all. That's all I have. I hope that this was helpful. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more information about the BAi as I go along on my journey on learning how to learn the machine, subscribe so you can follow me along on this journey. And again, I hope this was helpful. Thank you all. Have a blessed one, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.